Yorana, and welcome to FM Tahiti. Hope you're all doing well. This is going to be a fairly quick video, just showing you where it all sort of started. Kind of something I should have done a long time ago, really, but I didn't have the actual save file. It was hidden away on my brother's laptop for years and years. So this is FM12. If you've not had the pleasure of playing it, FM12 and FM13, along with probably FM15. I think probably some of the best versions of the game, or at the very least, some of the versions where I've had the best experiences or the best saves with. So I managed Tahitia in this one, and this is from the original file that my brother made. So my brother made the very first one. I think I mentioned this at the start of each Tahiti series about how it came to be, and it's on my blog as well if you want to have a look at that. But basically, this is what it looked like. So it was one league, no relegation, 13 teams. So it's not even the 14-team Premiership that we've got now. So just one league, nothing else going on. Very simple, very straightforward. It was very quick to get through kind of season. So we've got Huhin, Manue, Taha, Motuwan, Morphia, Bora Bora, Moria, Mayao, Tupai, Skybrights, Tetaroa, Maupti, and Mahisha. So no Papite in this one at this stage, or no AS Chance either. And none of these other nations I've created since exist. So there's no Austral Islands in there, there's no Bass Islands, there's no Tuamotun and stuff like that. It's just the Tahiti kind of leeward and windward islands, and even then not all of them. So it's a very sort of simple setup. So currently it's 2024 in this one, so this is sort of 12 years worth of playing, more or less, 12 seasons if we go through, and it's just playing for Super Cup. It's the reserve league as well in the under-19s, and the Inter-Island Cup. There's none of the sort of regional cups going on either, and it's pretty basic. But if you win, or if you're in the top two, I think you go into the O League, and if you're in the O League, then you've got the chance to play for the Club World Championship. So if I go to, where's Fixtures? So it's Fixtures, not Schedule. In there, you can see we're in the Club World Championship the year before. Got knocked out in semi-finals that year. Big money going on there. You can see we're pretty dominant in the league that season as well. But yeah, so it's very kind of isolated, and it starts from the very kind of same. I'll say very same, actually slightly different, but more or less the same kind of financial backing, in that every team in this league had a stadium of 500. And I think about 20 grand or 100 grand, somewhere between that in the bank. And the prize money is fairly basic. You win the title, you get 23 grand. You finish at the bottom, you get 1 grand. Very little money in the cups and things like that until you get to the Club World Championship. The area where we differed was that the teams were all semi-pro to begin with, which made it even harder. So it's very difficult to sign players and things like that. And teams only manage to go pro if they either successful enough or they are rich enough, which no one means you're successful enough. It's like if we flick through the squads, Mahisha professional, Moria semi-professional, Skybright semi-professional, Taha, Tetaroa professional because my brother was their manager and he got some success. Semi, and so on. So you can see there's not much competition because we dominated it, and because we became the professional sides in this, we're the ones who've been able to run away with the leagues. If you look at the past winners here, there's only been a couple of occasions where it's not been one of our sides have won it. So Maupti, the very first one, Moria popped up, but the rest of the time it's been between Tetaroa and me. You can see I've only got 3, although I'm nailed on to win it this season, and it's normally been reasonably competitive between the two of us. So, for example, this season I'm running away with it. He was nowhere near me. This is probably why we stopped playing, because I was destroying him. Season before that, only 5 points in it. Before that, 7, 6 when we won it. 3 points that year. It was a good year. I was way. I don't know what's going on this season. We see, generally speaking, it's the two of us running away with it or dominating in some way. And because of that, we're getting all the money. So if we look at the home bit in this one here, do I want to do this one? There we go. So you've got a transfer budget of 1.64 million. So the transfer budget to begin with would have been 20 grand tops, I think. And a wage budget would have been about £1,000 a week. And now it's 6.72. But also, if we look at things like transfers going on in terms of transfer history, lots of free transfers still, but then sometimes players getting sold off for big fees. So we're bringing players in and selling them. So it's not all kind of Tahitian players. So you've got some Bolivians there. You've got Hernan Teller, who's from Chile, who's now worth 3.1 million, who we sold on for 130. How did he do for us? Wasn't even amazing for us, but you know. So even though there's the money there, there's not much going on. It's just us bringing players in. If we look at the squad, you got some players like this Algerian Kamel Rugia, who's worth 450,000. Dario Santa Cruz, Paraguay, who looks pretty good actually. Kill for a player like that in my current Mahisha side. Sule, so good they named him twice. Central defender, 190 centimeters, reasonably tall there. And you can see we've got a good range of Colombian like that. So we managed to bring the talent in from elsewhere, and it's interesting, I think, where one of the stories I mentioned at some point is where me and my brother made this gentleman's agreement not to sign each other's sort of youth prospects, and I think one year we broke it without trying to tell the other one, because I had a really good central defender, he had a really good central defender. I wanted two that would set the team up for years to come, so I bid for his. He did the exact same to mine, and we just basically swapped defenders. I think it's Cyril Michel who's one of them who ended up going cross, because it's a youth player. It's on youth intake day, which is what you could do back then. I don't think you can see who he used to play for. We've also got favourites that I remember. So Chichen Su Diebold, or Diebold as I call him, used to play for my brother's team. Didn't score very many goals. He had one goal in 22 league appearances, and then I managed to get some goals out of him. Not a huge amount, but much more than my brother did. But he turned traitor, did a Raoul, and joined us. So it's fond memories of this. And you can see this season it's kind of going pretty well. I won't dwell too much on other stuff. I'll show you the national team in a second, and then got a while until there's actually a match to play. I probably won't even show you the match. You don't necessarily. Actually, no, you do. I'll come back for that match. There's not much else to show you, but if there's anything you do want to have a look at, just put it in a comment. I'll do another video, or I'll put some screenshots out on Twitter or on the blog and let you see what's going on with them. If we look at the national side, view squad, you can see the national side's not doing particularly well because we keep bringing in these players from elsewhere. So there's a few here and there, like Julien Bernard, who's good, Thibaut Dumont, or Dumont even, who's quite good, Nicolas Ribeiro, who's very good. Was he? Oh no, he could play for France as well. But because we're just bringing lots of foreign players, the general sort of domestic improvements that happened. I think there's only 2 professional sides as well. There's only 2 sort of youth intakes are actually pumping out good players. But I'll pause there and I'll come back for a match because I can show you the tactic as well. That's one of the things I wanted to show you. Okay, so we're back for the match, and this is the tactics. We're going to be playing Motu 1, I think it is, at the Bellinghouse Atoll Stadium. And this is what we've got, this kind of 4-3-1-2. And I think I showed this tactic to FM Stag, whose blog is well worth a read, if you're not already. And he said he did have a touch of the kind of Diablo about it, so if you've played the Championship Manager and Football Manager games of old, a little bit older than this, was the kind of Diablo tactic that was all conquering. It's got some similarities to that, unintentional. But you've got these kind of full-backs on automatic, which I wouldn't do anymore. Some limited defenders, so a bit like my no-nonsense centre-backs, but before they existed. Box-to-box, ball-winning and deep-line playmaker. An advanced playmaker. Varas, who just had a bid come in for him from Universidad de Chile. And then we've got Santa Cruz and Kamal Rugia up front, because Gaetian Munch, who's one of my favourite players, which I know is difficult to believe considering how bad he looks, he's kind of like a youth prospect. Looks quite nicely. He's out injured. Apparently he's not good enough, but supported by the rest of the team. But there we go. So this is what we've got, and this is what I'm going to try and replicate in the new season of the FM20. So season 4 with Mahisha, we're going to kind of do something like this. So we'll probably have fullbacks, but on support maybe, no nonsense defenders, maybe 2 Mazzalas, because of the width there, and either deep line playmaker or ball winning midfielder there. This will probably just be an attacking midfielder on support or an advanced playmaker, one of the 2, and then maybe a target man and pressing forward, because they work quite well just to push it up. Because target man didn't exist. Well, it did exist as well. I just didn't use it. But when you go to things like the team instructions, you can set a target man separately, even though they're not. So we've got Kamal Rugia as a poacher, but playing as a target man. So people are trying to get the ball to him and trying to get him to run on to the ball. So I'm going to try and replicate this, even down to some of these instructions where possible. And here we go. So we've got Ryan French, so South African goalkeeper. Nicholas Ribeiro, Tahitian right back. Repinek, central defender. Silveira, Brazilian central defender. Ayafomi Abi, left winger. Kesu on the right, so from Cameroon. Bernard, who's Tahitian. Cyril Michel, who is Tahitian. Bastian Varas, who is from Chile. Dario Santa Cruz, who's Paraguayan. And Kamal Rugia, who is Algerian. And then on the bench, we've also got Mario Del Rios, Colombian. Diego Guerra, another Colombian. Jashmel Ben Ahmed, who is Algerian. Roberto Palermo, who is Uruguayan. Thibaut Dumont, even, who is Tahitian. Sule, Cameroonian, yep. And Antonio Zavaleta, who is Argentinian. So this episode's longer than I planned, but I just want to play this. I might actually just play this offline as well. My brother might not want to carry on with it because I'm about to take the title well and truly off him. It's like team talks then. Can't impress. I think it's just sort of first half team talks they had. Ooh, it's all very fast, that's fine with that. So this is on the kind of clay pitch of Motu 1. And I might slow it down ever so slightly. There we go. I always quite like this. I thought the way it felt and the way it looked wasn't actually that bad on 12 and 13. Rugi's past him and then blasts it wide. Amazing work. We should win this one. We might not do. There might be some blatant errors I've made in my team selection because I don't remember much of the team, but this was years ago when we finished playing this. Yeah, you can see how it's evolved since. How we've added more leagues, more nations. Santa Cruz almost through. Back to the keeper. Yeah, you can see where they all started. Very kind of simple idea, my brother's idea, and then every year we've added something to it to make it more and more kind of detailed, more and more rich. Even down to things like being able to qualify for the French Cup. See, passing around, this isn't kind of hoofball, is it? This is triangles and that. Almost. I have to admit as well, it's not, this could sound awful, it's not immediately obvious that this is FM12 rather than FM20. There are lots of other YouTubers out there who've done the kind of like comparisons going back between versions. And there are lots of things that are different. It is a very different experience playing it. There are certain things and features that are missing, or different locations or don't work as well, or Repenick. You know, offside? No. There we go. In it goes. Yeah, there's lots of things that are a bit different. And there's some things that get removed that we wonder why have been removed. Like in this version, you could target players in the media off your own kind of bat and say they were the weak link in the upcoming match and see if that kind of broke them and stuff like that, which eventually disappeared. And then there are things where massive changes have happened, like with the tactics and the play instructions and things like that. And the training, that kind of thing. But when you look at the actual match itself, it's not, graphically there's not been a massive change, which I'm not bothered about particularly. But even in the way it kind of moves and plays, it's difficult to say that this is, 8 to 9 years at this stage now, older than FM20. There we go, Hitiraa Santa Cruz. Is it recording the sound from the match as well? No, I don't think it is. I don't even know if I need to play the full match for you really. I might just end here. And if you need to see it all, just a glimpse of what it looks like. Tactically though, you can see Varus is there as the playmaker, so he's a bit deeper. Then you've got Camo who's a bit further up but has come back and then has tried to dribble his way through. Santa Cruz is up. I think that's why I need a pressing forward and a target man in FM20, because I know they work well together but they push up a bit higher. And this advanced playmaker is a bit deep because they're sat a bit deep, I think. And then I think because of the way the play instructions work, I will need Mazzalas on either side, just so they get into this space a little bit more, just so they can drag the play around. Oh, Laporte. Timothy Laporte. Ah, well. Good ball through there. Yeah, we'll probably just stop at half time. There you have it. I love this Dead Space. I think it was a great game to play. It was great for me and my brother as well to play a kind of network game where we're in two different parts of the country that kept us coming back kind of every night. Back when I had that kind of time. It was a really just good social, say, event. It's not really an event, but it was a good way for us to kind of socialise, keep in touch, chatting about various things whilst we were playing this. And there is something about the kind of rivalry of a network game. Playing as a human manager is so much better than the AI. No matter how good the AI gets, you can't gloat in quite the same way. There we go. Yeah, so we got to the Club World Championship with them. We won various trophies and titles. Got lots of money. This is what we're going to aim to do in FM20 with Mahisha now. I'm going to bring back the glory days. Although I say bring back, this is technically an alternate reality from the current one that we've got. It's a good ball in. I like their style. Oh, good work by Camel. He wasn't anywhere near that ball when it came through initially. Need to get a player like Camel. Look at that. And again, that's more of a pressing forward kind of move. we'll see how the Tahitia might be terrible. We might not have the players for it when I try and do an FM20. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. If you've got any questions about what's kind of involved in this database, anything you want to see, let me know and I can put it in a future episode or just tweet it out or something like that. But yeah, thank you and take care.